Uh, Hello everyone, my name is Aris, and I'd like to introduce you to my business, CaviSpot. According to a study in the Journal of the Indonesian Dental Association, 75% of Indonesian kids have cavities. Currently, COVID has made dental care impossible. Not only is it expensive, but it's also dangerous to travel. My company plans to help with a new approach. My brother has made an algorithm called CaviSpot that detects cavities. It is a diagnostic tool to detect cavities at an early stage so that patients can save time and money. Dentists can also safely see more patients easily. It's like the airport security for teeth with a three-step process. Step one would be sending the photos. Adults can take photos of their kids' teeth and send them by email to be directed to CaviSpot. Step two would be inspecting the photo. CaviSpot will detect cavities like facial detection on an iPhone. Step three would be giving back the results. The results will be quickly taken and sent back through email. The adults will then know if their kids need an operation. With CaviSpot, I can provide cheap and safe dental screenings to kids. This will give them a better education at school and provide better access to oral care. More than 85% of all Indonesians have smartphones and can learn to take photos of their teeth for CaviSpot. An oral professor at NYU and studies by experts furthermore prove my claim. Here's an actual picture of a stain on my teeth. Using edge detection, CaviSpot has helped manually label it. I will use the prize money to experiment with tools such as TensorFlow. This will allow me to create a scalable business with more data and resources to use. Uh, Sorry guys, the presentation isn't working due to slow internet. Bear with me. Okay. Uh, there would be two stages to my business: collecting photos and going to different markets. Stage one would be collecting data with the help of UNICEF. I met with the head of UNICEF Indonesia, and he would be happy to consider developing CaviSpot for larger oral experiments. Indonesian dentists can help improve the data for CaviSpot by doing a study to prove how much oral health matters to kids. We will provide UNICEF screenings as low as $1 while training CaviSpot. Sorry about the internet, guys. Bear with me.
No worries.
Once CaviSpot is trained, we plan to go to the US for more profit. A US dentist earns $50 for each patient. With CaviSpot, they can see up to 100 patients instead. In the US, if we charge 10% for a dentist that sees 100 patients a day with CaviSpot, I would earn $500. The hosting costs are $30. That would earn a profit of $470 per day per dentist. We plan to budget $2,000 for social media at the start. By investing in CaviSpot, children will grow up better. I already built an algorithm and I have a plan to get the data. Just like Google, the more data we have, the better CaviSpot gets. I can always maintain an unfair competitive edge. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you, Aris. I really appreciate that. This is, I just been to the dentist this week, so this one was something that I could have been it would have been useful for me a week ago. So I hope that this does come up eventually and that you open up in Singapore as well, in particular. But judges, who's going to start us off for Aris? Carly, after you.
Sure, I can. Thank you very much, Aris. This is actually a fascinating invention, and very exciting to hear that you have the technology at your fingertips. I've got two questions. They're actually quite different questions. One is about the technology, and I guess it's similar to a question Cisco asked of an earlier solution, which is your access to this technology. Is it your own technology? Is it technology that you would actually be able to patent, or is it technology that you would actually have to purchase, or it would be a cost on an ongoing basis? So that's question one. And then my second question is also about the long-term viability of this. So once people have their cavities detected, will they continue to use this, or is this sort of a one-time effort? And what's the longevity of this offering?
So I'll go back to the slide. So basically, in terms of the technology, my brother has actually invented this, the middle photo of what we can basically see to detect cavities, in which I'm not sure of how he exactly constructed, but this is what we currently have at the moment. in which, in terms of long-term scalability, it's actually a business plan to help patients find a way to detect cavities and safely do dental examinations for a really cheap price. So what patients can actually do is that they can pay really cheap screenings with the help of their iPhone and take photos of their teeth, in which with that, they can prevent cavities from ever hurting or having to travel to the dentist again.
Fantastic, thank you. I can see it becoming a first step in every dental visit sometime in the future. Thanks, Aris.
Chinn, after you, please.
Hi, Aris. Great, very impressed. Quick question. Have you thought about what you've just presented in the dentist space or the dental space mean to the insurance industry? Is there something that is there a connect that you see between your innovation and the insurance industry or medical?
In terms of the connection between the medical industry and the insurance industry, I'm from Indonesia, in which basically what's happening is that, I'll go back to the slide. We have people that can't actually pay for dental care because it takes too long to travel, and the examinations are actually take a lot of time, so they miss a lot of work. In which, with CaviSpot, basically the Indonesian insurance industry can help actually pay for these screenings for the Indonesian citizens, in which we can get these screenings really fast, easily, and safely, especially during COVID, with the help of CaviSpot, because all they need to do is smile, snap, and then service. So it's a really nice thing to have.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Wasim, after you.
Yeah, thanks. Very interesting presentation. Very, has a, obviously we have a great sort of health benefit potentially. My main question, I think, is from a regulatory point of view. I mean, do you feel like it could run into some issues if some users don't snap properly, they don't use it properly, and then can't identify the cavities in sort of a correct manner? I assume your main business model will be to sort of work with government, so you're going to be providing a public good, right? So the governments will be financing your app in order to reach their citizens, and obviously to make things more affordable for them, etc. But do you feel like it could be tricky to get the sort of health license or regulatory license to conduct these to conduct your app?
Well, basically, to make sure the photos are good quality, not only that will my algorithm actually detect it, but we've actually planned to work with dentists themselves to help earn their more money. So basically, if we see that a photo is a bit blurry or messed up, we'll just ask for them to actually just take a retake, in which I think it should be fine because the process is relatively really quick. And my uncle is a dentist himself who's actually experimented and looked at photos, in which I can confirm that it's actually not too hard to learn how to take photos for your teeth. So it shouldn't be that much of an issue, in which we can guarantee.
And is it mainly cavities? Is the main focus on cavities or other teeth or gum issues?
At the moment, we plan to focus on cavities because that's the most visible, recognizable. But just like what's so good about my algorithm is that the more data we put in, the better it gets at detecting certain.
Yeah.
So we can put in photos or data of other diseases, such as plaque or something like that, like gum disease, in which we can slowly build up into detecting those diseases too. But at the moment, for now, it'll just be cavities.
And would you have a feature as well in your app in which you will connect the user to the nearest dentist, for example?
Hopefully we can. But yeah, hopefully.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We're going to put the poll up on screen. Cisco, if you would like to ask your question to Aris, just while the audience is answering that and the rest of the judges are scoring, after you.
So, Aris, I think it's a brilliant idea. And to echo the question by Kishan, I think insurance companies would be very interested in your concept. I had a question on your revenue model. You had an assumption out there that a regular dentist sees 8 patients a day and you would see 100. What do you plan on charging for this? Because it seems to me on here, you're making the assumption that the dentist is going to charge the same thing for looking at pictures as he is on a in-person visit. So can you develop a little bit what you're planning to charge per user and so on?
Right. So a dentist actually in the US, because we plan to go in phase 2 abroad in the States. So basically how it works in the US is that a dentist sees 50 patients, earns $50 a day for each patient, in which at the current moment in the left, they can only see 8 patients a day through the manual process on a good day, and some may not even show up at all. But so maximum they earn $400 a day on the left without CaviSpot. But on the right, they can see up to hopefully up to 100, in which.
But are you saying they would charge the same $50 to see 100 people via a remote app? Is
Yes,
that what you're suggesting?
It would be the same examination cost for all patients.
I see. Okay, thank you.